First down and 10, Kansas State.
For some, this is the soundtrack of sports.
Oh, gosh! And a fumble, and Texas Tech got it back.
For others, it sounds like this.
When people do hear the Monday night theme, the ESPN Open, the Olympics, they do conjure up certain sounds and sights and memories.
Let's get it started.
Athletes use music to psych themselves up. Music moves many people.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
When you hear the music, you feel something.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Oftentimes, football games and so forth, you'll see these guys kind of wired up before the game, getting pumped up by whatever music it is that pumps them up.
Experts report no better way to create an emotional connection with the audience than through the use of music.
We will rock you.
Listen as we hear their evidence of how the branding of sports music becomes big business.
Oh, say, can you see?
From the very beginning of time, almost every sporting event was started with an anthem.
That's Nashville Sports and Entertainment Magazine's Jesse Manis. If you like sports, whether baseball, football, or basketball, one way to get the crowd and athletes pumped up, play some good music.
Another one bites the dust, and another one gone, and another one gone, another one bites the dust. Hey.
In an article titled Musical Branding and Advertising, author Jordan Stevens says without music, movies and TV would be duller than watching grass grow. The role of audio branding is similar to that of creating a visual identity. Belmont University professor of music business Don Cusick says you've got to have music in any part of entertainment. Music reinforces and is what creates the brand.
Music is part of it. You can't just have dry talk, pictures, action.
Cusick says the dilemma TV programmers face involves having to target the 18 to 49 demographic.
How do you find a song that fits a show and doesn't turn part of the audience off?
Belmont professor Don Cusick says some composers write themes for the media to bring a certain identity and avoid copyright issues.
A TV show wants to own the music, so they don't have to keep paying songwriters and publishers for years and years. And that's the dilemma.
An industry term known as sonic branding represents a key part of making something recognizable. The chair of the Department of Electronic Media Communication at Middle Tennessee State University, Billy Pittard, says the way we perceive any kind of media hinges on the use of sound.
So if you have a sports broadcast, a particular program, a particular team, a particular network, if you have the sonic brand down, it's going to go a long way toward helping you be recognizable in the minds of the audience.
And we're coming to your city.
The Vice President of Operations for Nashville Sports and Entertainment Magazine, Jesse Manis, cites the example of country stars Big and Rich participating with ESPN for 6 seasons.
Music and sports, and it's time for the game. It's college game day again, because there's that song. I mean, it's just a huge conglomeration of things that seem to work, and they keep that compatibility between sports and music.
MTSU professor Billy Pittard says when you hear those short themes, you know they represent something for which the audience will connect.
They're going to feel that they have a relationship with that brand, and the sound, the sonic branding that happens there. I think it's particularly strong because, in my opinion, it touches the emotions more than anything else you could do. When you hear the music, you feel something.
MTSU professor Billy Pittard says when we think of branding, we think of logos. But the intent of branding focuses on building relationships.
A brand is really all the things that you do to create a relationship between that entity and all the constituents that it's there for. So particularly that little piece of emotional connection that the sonic branding brings is a very powerful part and often neglected.
I'm Terry Likes. You're listening to Tennessee Matters from the Tennessee Radio Network.